Hi, yard tips today. Just a quick whistle stop tour of my yard and what I do in the mornings. And I just want to say that I appreciate that everybody's yard is different. So you do things a different way, but hopefully you could pick up a few ideas. My horses live out 24/7. They have access to the stables. They're not in overnight. But that really does make your life easier straight away. So yeah, let's have a look around. Tip number 1, never go anywhere empty-handed. Working out is great for keeping you fit, but there are other ways of making sure that you stay strong and supple for your riding. So this is one of mine. I take haylage into the field or back to the stables through this rail. This rail opens, but what I actually do is I duck under it each time I come through, and that might be, I don't know, maybe a dozen times a day, just doing the haylage. Haylage in large bales, a lot of wastage, sorry about that, the horses chewed it, but large bales makes it easy to just put it in a wheelbarrow and take it either out onto the field or back to the stables, and it's all nice and close by. I have hay racks fitted in all my stables, and I fill them up at night to encourage the horses to come in out of the cold and just stand and eat. That's quite full, and I know that within 5 minutes of him being in here, most of it's going to be on the floor, but that's fine because that's a more natural way for him to eat. In the other stable, when I filled up the wheelbarrow, I just leave it in the wheelbarrow and he munches on that overnight. Water. I don't have water or electricity on my yard, so for years I've used to collect water in these rain butts here. Water for these barrels comes off this block of stables, and then I've got more barrels around the back. The water runs off those stables. I spent years just filling up buckets and walking across there and filling up the big bucket in the field. And then we came up with the idea that actually if you just stick a hose pipe, in fact it's sitting right in the way, attach a hose pipe, gravity will take the water across and into the bucket. Obviously that doesn't work till the barrel's empty, but it does a good job. It's pretty good. I don't have electricity, as I say, so I have these rather brilliant lights. I quite like solar lights, but they can be quite expensive, can't they? I haven't really got around to doing that. These are brilliant because they have a nice bright light on the top. Press the switch again and they get a torch light on the end. You can, this is really difficult with one hand, it's got a little stand, so you can stand it up like that if you want to. It's got magnets on the bottom, so you can stand it up and it'll attach itself to anything metal. It's got a nice hooky thing on the top. It's got a red light on the back. It runs off 2 small batteries, and they're just brilliant. So I've got one of these in every stable and in the feed room, although another, oh, I'm bleeding, look at me, I'm bleeding. Although if you're lucky enough to be retired, as I am, then I try and do everything in the daylight. But these are good for, like, if you do go out and compete, maybe in the winter or something, you come back and you need a light. So these are really, really good. Overall thoughts, if you're thinking about setting up your own yard, you are lucky enough to have that opportunity. My yard faces south, so it's always lovely and warm on the yard when there's a gale blowing up the field. Really lovely, it's a proper sun trap. A little shed through there. So tip number 2, I did do tip number 1, didn't I? Tip number 2, put everything close together. So a little shed through the gap there, which has got all the bits and bobs, electric fencing, stuff like that. And then we have a hay store on the back of this stable block. Water I've talked about. The haylage is round the back, nice and close to the field. The fields are behind the stables there. Water nice and close by. If we run out of water, we take that home and fill it up when it's really, really dry. And then muck heap there. Sorry about the mess, we've been cleaning out the incinerator. Not too close to the stables so that you get horrible smells and drainage off it and everything, but far enough away to keep all that at bay, but close enough that it's not too far to stagger from the stables to it.